And then I guess my version of functional is that I drink much less than I used to. I'd black out 3, 4, 5 nights a week. Not wake up going, oh my God. I mean,
Where did I go?
Yeah, this was just like
what did I do?
Yeah, this was just like 5 years ago. Like that I was doing that.
That's a scary feeling, man.
Man, I bartended for years. No, 10 years. 9. The first 9 years of my adult life was spent behind a bar or running a bar. Bar culture, I'm probably incriminating myself, but drugs and alcohol are just a part of it.
I worked in a bar.
Yeah. So it was nothing.
It's just there.
Yeah, I'll snitch on myself. Me and my bar partner, I'm not going to incriminate him, but we were buddies. I mean, we were toasting lure tabs before bar shifts, and then dealer would come in. We're going to the bathroom every 30 minutes to an hour to wake up a little bit, and then we're knocking down shots in the bar shift. I mean, we're knocking down 10, 15, 20 shots throughout a bar shift, and then as soon as everybody else exited, now we're way more intoxicated and messed up than anybody in the bar. But as soon as everybody left, then the real party started.
Yeah.
Because we got to sit there and clean a bar and count down tills and
2 o'clock in the morning.
2 o'clock's when it closes.
Yes.
5 or 6 is when we're leaving to go
after 2
home.
is when it gets really.
Yeah. I mean, us and our bouncers, our staff, if your girlfriends at the time, everybody was hanging out, and it was a very casual thing, but that was the culture I was in. So me waking up the next day and not remembering a thing that happened was a really normal thing in my early 20s.
It happened a lot for me. It scared me, but it didn't scare me enough, obviously.
You just got used to it.
It's life. It's like blinking.
Yeah. You just wake up and you're in a bed and you're like, oh, this is weird. And then you have to go look at whoever, my girlfriend at the time or whatever, and go, I just want to know, did I piss anybody off or do anything that I wasn't supposed to do last night? And who do I need to apologize to?
Yeah.
Those were the weird ones. That was you wake up and you can tell people are mad at you and you're like,
oh yeah,
what did I do?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How deep will the apologies go today? I never got out of it without God Almighty. No way. I tried to quit. Tried to.
Yeah.
And I'm just thankful for that. And that's something I always want to be grateful for. Never take it for granted. Never think I did it on my own power and I'll just say it, this doesn't really rock anybody. I do not believe in recovery. No way.
Really?
No, I do not.
Okay, tell me about that.
I will say now.
So, define what you mean by I don't believe in recovery.
You're setting people up for failure when you go, hey, it's great. You're not drinking. You're doing this, and I'm not against, I guess, rehab or therapy or whatever, because I mean there could be some underlying reasons people do it, but whatever. But when they approach you with the whole, hey, it's great. How long have you been in recovery? 5. I haven't drank in 5 years. Oh, that's great, but you'll always be an alcoholic. No. I know my grandfather drank, and when he finally got himself into some trouble with my grandmother, he went forever. I think it was 25 or 30 years until he died without drinking, and he was a vodka guy. And I used to think about that. I'm like, he ain't had a drink in so long. I said, how can he be an alcoholic? And I'll say it is based in the Bible. The Bible says, he that the Son has made free is free indeed. So I've been made free, and I'm not on probation.
I'm not going to argue with God. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, he says it. I mean, when he delivers you, that's it, man. It's not like, hey, I delivered you. You're not going to drink. Cool, man. But you still got that tag on you. You're an alcoholic.
Yep.
So he forgets it. He throws it as far into the sea of forgetfulness, as far as the east is from the west and all that. And I can't insult what he's done for me by saying, well, I still am, even though I haven't in 23 years. And to me, it's a back door for people, at least some, to go back to it and go, well, it's not my fault, man.
Yeah. So that brings me to, I think, because I believe in the spoken word and the power of the spoken word. I believe that you can curse somebody and you can bless somebody with just moving your mouth.
There's Bible for that, man.
Oh, I know. I'm aware. And I believe, guys, I believe that is something that I stand on.
I know you do.
I stand on the spoken word. When I tell you guys that I'm going to do something, I may not even know how I'm going to do it yet. but I got to start speaking it. I got to start telling the universe. I got to start telling people. I'm creating that with words. And I think your point, and this is what I'm hearing, so correct me if I'm wrong, but when you sit there and say, I'm an addict, I'm an alcoholic, I'm an alcoholic, I'm an alcoholic, what are you putting out there? What are you creating?
Exactly.
Right? I think you're telling your spirit you're an alcoholic.
You are.
Yeah. And
it's doubt.
Yeah. And so now, should we be cognizant of our past failures?
Yes.
Do I think that there would be a really healthy thing for you to go join a secular men's group that met in a bar and you're the only person who doesn't drink and you meet with them 5 days a week for an hour inside a bar and everybody else is getting slammed? Do I think that's a good idea? Do you think that's a good idea?
Lord, no.
That's a terrible idea.
Look,
yeah.
AA or rehab will tell you change your
person,
change your person, people, places, things, or whatever. You can't go back. I have a cousin that's a bad drug addict. He went over 2 years without using because he disconnected from everybody. He stayed at work or he stayed at church. But the minute somebody come back around out of that past, it wasn't a week and he was back in it. And you have to change who you're hanging out with and your habits and whatnot. The world will tell you that. But the Bible will tell you the same thing. Should we continue in sin that grace may abound? God forbid. Or when Jesus has forgiven people, he's told them, go and sin no more.
He also says not just flee from evil, but flee from the appearance.
The very appearance of it. Yes.
Yeah.
And that is something right there. It's like, it might not be outright evil. It might not be the devil, but and it also talks about getting rid of the sin and the weight. The weights that will prevent you from running. I mean, there's some things that I don't do anymore. It's a me thing. Some things I don't do because my mind will jump here, and before I know it, it's way over there, and it's like...
And you're carrying a weight that you weren't meant to carry.
Exactly. And I'm the type of person, I'll say it right here in front of everybody, my mind, and I know everybody has trouble with their mind, but my mind is where it all starts. If I don't wake up in the morning, and I've really tried to dial in on that the last week or two here, if my mind isn't cranked and started the right way, it's going to affect the whole day. Yesterday, I worked from home, and I got kind of frustrated on a couple of calls, and I was like, get up. I got up, walked around the house a little bit, kind of looked in the mirror, said, hey, if it was easy, everybody'd do it. Everybody'd do it, and they wouldn't pay as well as it does. It wouldn't be a future to it. It would be no different than some low-level job for a kid that's just working through high school or whatever. It's like, now go back in there and some things worked right. So it's all about the mindset. You cannot let that get to going. Even the world will tell you that. The Bible will tell you that. It's all for me. That's still where the battle's at, right?
Well, the Bible speaks to that specifically. Yeah. I mean, the thing that I'm hearing right now is that the renewing of your mind daily is important.
Dying daily, man, and just knowing anything that happens today, either I can choose to be a part of God's will or not. His will is going to be done, and it's just, where am I going to fall in that? Am I going to resist that? Try to do it my way, and that's something else. I've tried to do things my way. What I've got to do, I've got to trust him. I've got to rely on him, not on me. Doesn't mean sit up and be lazy and not do certain things.
Nope.
Why sit here till we die? And be thankful and grateful for the people that are trying to help me right now, because I honestly don't believe that I would be here if it wasn't his will. At least, I mean, I've been wrong about things before, a lot, but the short time I've been here, he's taken care of me with some things, and I've learned a lot more, and it might not be a lot of big, huge W's, but I'm like, what did you know this time last year? Where were you at this time last year? Not just with this. What was going on the other job? What's up? So it's kind of hard. You really got to look, because you get expectations in your head about the way it should be, but you're like, what really is it? What's really going on here? And I look around and I'm like, I'd like it to be a different way. I'd like things to be going a certain way, but they look pretty dang good.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for what I got and grateful for all of y'all. And it's my wife said it best. She said, I don't understand. She told 2 other people this. She said he doesn't have a check coming every other week.
Mm-hmm.
She said, and he's real funny about finances and paying stuff and just, she said, but my Lord, he has been so much easier to deal with since he's been over there, and he doesn't have regular income. She said, I wished he'd have did it way back. He was running me crazy.
Well, one thing that I take pride in our organization is that, like, we are a real estate company. We sell real estate. Now, you're going to hear me say a few things about our company. We're a marketing company that just so happens to sell real estate. But at the end of the day, and I think you'll agree with this, between all of our accountability meetings, coaching sessions, me and you and 2 other agents we got a big meeting from Friday.
That's going to be awesome.
Like, the thing that we talk about the most is personal growth.
Yeah.
Like, our business grows to the extent that we do. So if we as human beings are not growing, becoming better, giving more, doing more, serving better at the highest levels, then the money part doesn't matter if you walk out of here a bad human being.
Yeah. And look, I've had 2 people outside of this organization that are in the business. One told me, he said, man, you don't know anything. I'm like, he's like, well, really, what do you know? I'm like, dude, I got a license. He said, he said, you do good to go over there with him. He said, because I'm telling you, you'll learn. And another agent that I ran into just a few weeks ago, he's like, man, I'm going to tell you, it's wide open. He said, it's at the speed of light. He said, but he kind of stopped and he paused. He said, but you're going to learn. I'm like, really? He said, oh, yeah. He said, but you better learn to move fast. He said, but you'll learn. He said, absolutely. And everybody seems to say the same thing. You'll learn over there. And that's all I wanted to do, man. I wanted to learn because I felt like I didn't know jack.
Well, our goal is just to help agents grow.
Yeah.
Whatever that means for them. Well, if you want to be a top agent, cool. We want to help you get there. If you want to live a life by design and have a business worth owning, we want to help with that too.
Yeah. It's just, it's crazy. I mean, on the fourth try with Amanda, I hardly had any mistakes on that on the purchase agreement. My big hang up was technology.
I'm about to say, it's the tech for you, man.
Yeah, if it had been pen and paper, I probably would have did okay.
Yeah.
But it's just that, and she texted me, hey, I went through this one. You only had a couple of mistakes. You did good. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, God, why do I feel like I'm in elementary school getting a report card?
Man, and look, we understand, and guys, this is something that, some of you guys may be thinking about. Fear may be keeping you from a change in your life. Steven's done business a certain way for the last 20 years of his life. And then he comes over here, and it is the average age on the team is relatively low, probably, I'd say 30. 32, something like that.
Yeah.
Could be. No, it wouldn't be any lower than that. I don't know.
Some younger ones?
Huh?
There's some younger
we got a 19, a 23, a 22.
And it's bad. I look at some of them like, God, I'm old enough.
You have children older than them.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah. And so technology it's one of those things that make you very unsure. But guys, if you don't adapt to technology, you're going to lose to people who are empowered by it. It's the way I feel about AI right now, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not super interested in it. I don't enjoy it. And it's necessary. It's a necessary evil.
Yes, it is.
So what we did is we hired this cool guy named Jordan, and then I told him to go learn everything about it, and then
awesome.
And then break it down for me like a kindergartner.
And he's great. I'm telling you, man.
Isn't he awesome?
Yeah, him and Shane are just...
They're good people.
Yeah, and it's like everybody around here, because I look around and I've noticed from day one, it's like nobody's just sitting here like a statue. Everybody's rolling. They're busy. And they're like, do you need help? I'm like, oh, God, do I? Yeah, please. And they'll stop what they're doing and help. And I'm like, which is something that, Amanda kind of told me when I was hung up for 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
On a purchase agreement. She said, why didn't you call? I'm like, I really did.
You're being hard-headed.
Yeah. Now, there was hour 7, it was like, if I learn it this way, I won't forget. But when the phone rang at 8:45 that evening, I'm like, let me try it one more time. And I hung up, and I knew, I'm like, ain't no way I'm going to get that. And I'm like, I don't get it. She said, okay, FaceTime me. And it was just 1 or 2 little things. I'm like, God, that's it? 12 hours over that? I think that was pride.
Well,
It was.
old dog
There,
new
I
tricks,
admitted
right?
it. Yeah, yes.
Like it's the older you are and the longer you've been doing things a certain way, it's harder to adapt.
Yeah.
And it may be pride, it may be ego, it may be you're tired. You've been working in a certain mode for so long, and you're having to get hyped up just to intake the information.
Oh, yeah.
I could not imagine trying to go do something as high of a level that we do real estate that's completely different from this business and me having to learn something entirely new. Like I really like some of the businesses that we've owned over the years and that we still own. And I'm like, I could go do that. And I'd be very successful and there's really good revenues there and you make a lot of money. And then I think about it and I'm like, oh, no. I'm already sitting in mastery. I'm there, right? But that's comfort.
It is.
That's the human nature wanting to be comfortable. Also, our business is super scalable, so it's kind of stupid for me to go do anything but what I'm really good at already. So there's that. No. So what's next for you? We've overcome alcoholism. We love our church. Stephen serves in his local church a whole lot. He speaks. He's a speaker. I watched him on TV because they do this. They have like this whole broadcast. Yeah. It's really cool. And I had to do a double take because the guy who always sits in the back right corner of the room in every meeting that we have, I just didn't know that he could spit fire like that. And this dude gets up there, and I mean, he's kind of a pro. He should probably come take the mic out of my hand. Not probably, definitely. Well, so what's next for you? We're in real estate. You've started your business officially. What month did you truly start your real estate business?
January 9th.
January 9th?
I think is when I came over.
Okay. So we're approximately 4 total months in right now?
Yeah.
Or is that 3?
4. What month? It's April. Yeah. 4 months.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Okay. Yeah. 2 people bad at math anyway, or calendar math.
Yeah.
All right. We've already had a few closings.
Yeah.
Okay. You got a listing going up this week.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm excited about that one.
All right. So what's next? What are we doing to? Well, I'll tell you, what's the goal? Let's tell people what the goal is.
Look, man, I don't care who you are. Everybody wants to be number one.
Absolutely.
That's. I mean, come on, tell the truth. Could it happen? Yeah, I mean, it could. I mean, the way things are structured, I don't know. Chris Rux is just like not human or a monster or something. It's just like he's eating worlds of real estate. It's like, golly, man.
That's 8 years. So the activities and the things that we preach, that's 8 years of doing them. That's what that is.
No, I asked him, I said, the other day at an open house he relieved me. I said, hey, let me ask you something, man. How was your first year? And he went, it was horrible. I'm like, he went, it was bad, like really bad. He said, it was.
Well, I didn't lie to you, Stephen.
I went,
yeah.
Okay. And he went, and don't quit. He said, keep on coming back and keep doing what you're doing. I'm like, okay. He's like, hey. And he said it again as I was leaving. He said, don't quit yet. I'm like, I guess he must have picked up that I was like,
this is tough.
This sucks, man. Is it working?
I didn't sugarcoat it for you, though.
No.
I tell every recruit, we don't collect licenses around here. We want them to be me and Stephen did financials together before you made the jump. You spoke to your wife and got counsel. Mm-hmm. You looked at your lifestyle, you looked at everything. He made an educated decision with a plan, and it's a tough decision. And we tell people the truth before they come over here. 3 to 6 months, no paycheck. If you get a paycheck in that first 3 to 6 months, great job, high five. I didn't have one for my first 10 months. I also didn't have anybody helping me. So, yeah.
I guess the goal right now, and this will be the goal as long as I do this, consistency. Mm-hmm. Because I know there's going to be ups and downs. I know you might kind of taper off or you might shoot up. You never know. But I just never want to go flat and not move. And that's more, here we are, we're circling back. And that's not just about the pay either. Mm-hmm. That's just, if I could stay consistent, get some growth and not just completely just drop off for months at a time, I'll know that I've learned and I'm in the process of learning, and that's the direction I want it to go. I never want to be inconsistent. I want to be consistent, reliable. If that gets around to people that you've sold to before and you've worked with and whatnot, well, then you'll pick up the referrals and they're like, yeah, I mean, It might take him a little while to get an email structured or something. They're like, God, he's slow with that.
So we have AI for that.
Yeah.
It's in your database.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to thank God for that. I learned how to use that quick.
Oh.
I'm like, right. Help me. What? Okay. I want to say this. And it's like, it's usually pretty close. Mm-hmm. It just cleans it a little bit. I'm like,
but it'll check your grammar for you.
Yeah.
It'll spell words right for you.
Yes.
It'll look at your notes and say, hey, this is the email I would send if they were at this stage. So if you keep up with everything in your database, it'll do a lot of the work for you.
Yeah. And that, just consistent, man. Of course, I'd love to be on like I said, everybody wants to be number one. That'd be great. But just to be consistent, show up, reliable, all those things, because that's what'll get you to the end. I mean, look, I love this. Mm-hmm. I haven't even had any wild success, and I like it. And, the end game is when I retire, I don't want to be like I think, every man in my family that retired. And got to thinking about it the other day, and it's on both sides. It's not just my dad's side. When I retire, it's because I want to sit down and read a book or do whatever, not because I've had a heart attack, my bones have fallen apart, I'm sick, and have no quality of life.
Yeah.
In retirement.
Yeah,
I want to be the first one in the family that doesn't have to retire for medical reasons. I want to retire because I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah. So I'm curious about this. What does that look like for you, like the retirement portion? Because I don't ever see myself truly retiring. So I'm curious when people say like they can just put it up and be done.
This would be a little different though. I mean, you could keep your license current, and you can do the continuing education, and you can do things.
Just work your friends and family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe move 10, 11 a year or whatever, just to keep your mind sharp. But
yeah.
I mean, I couldn't imagine, even though I had a good job, I'm like, good Lord, man, they had a couple people that retired over the last couple of years that did it 43 years, and there was another one that got 47 in. I'm like, 47 years of this? I'm like, no wonder they're crazy. I would too. Man.
Yeah. But that is the beautiful thing about real estate is it's not super like physical, labor intensive. So you can do it for a long period of time. And if you're working a sphere-based business only, if you're not having to hustle and try to sell 50, 100 homes a year, you can just sell to friends and family and have enough sales to bring in a little bit of extra money and still do a good job. And I think that is the reward for a job well done. There are some realtors, we talk about high performance and brag on people for selling a lot of houses in this building. And there are some people's careers that I'm really, really proud of. I'll say it. I think she's the GOAT of real estate. Her name is Sharon Uchley.
Everybody knows her.
This lady was probably selling houses when I was in high school. Maybe when I was in elementary. Oh, definitely, actually. Okay, I think she's been selling real estate as long as I've been alive.
I saw her driving out from her office the other day. I'm like,
she's still rolling, man. Dog. And look, she's selling 10, 11, 12 houses a year, and no one is ever going to be like, well, you're not really killing it. Like, her career in itself has been cool. And dude, I think she works because she just loves to be around people. Like, I don't know. I've never asked her. Maybe I should. But man, she's great. And she shared one of her secrets with me a few years ago.
Really?
She did. It was awesome, actually. And I loved it. It was so simple. It was amazing. Are you ready?
Yeah.
She goes, I want to tell you a secret. I was like, yes, ma'am, Miss Sharon, what you want to tell me? She goes, how I get repeat customers. So, okay, tell me about it. And she goes, she opens up the backseat of her car, and she's got like an old red lunch pail in there, the kind that like slide down. They're like curved and have the handle at the top, white on top, red on the bottom, I think. I'm going to say it was red and white. And she folds it down, and there was ice in there, some juice boxes, some crackers, some gummy bears. And she goes, when they have kids, I bring them juice boxes and gummy bears and candy. And that's how I get my past clients to come back. And I was like, that's amazing. And then I turned around to Amanda and I was like, you're Sharon Uchley.
Look, man, I'm going to Sam's now and getting some.
But who wouldn't want to have a career like hers, man?
Exactly.
Anyway, that's off topic. I just wanted to brag on somebody.
I just say this, and to the point that I would like to get good enough at it to where somebody comes stumbling in here like I did. Don't know what's going on. Hey, come here. Let me help you out here, man, because I remember when I had my first panic attack here upstairs. It was bad.
Is that the day you like grunted at me?
Which day was that? I've been, look, man, I go around here grunting like Carl from Sling Blade.
Oh God, I thought you were gonna kill me one day.
No!
So I walk into the office. So all right, hold on. Let's fast forward. It was the night before. I send Steven a text, and he made a post, and it wasn't a good look. He was sharing the company post, which look, I appreciate. Thank you so much. But my exact words to him were, "Hey, I really appreciate that you're helping me grow my business, but I'd really like to help you grow yours. Let's talk tomorrow." It was something like that. And so we get into the office, and he thinks he's done something wrong, and then I'm about to like reprimand him or whatever, which I unfortunately do have to I have to make people do the things that are legal and stay in compliance with our code of ethics and all that stuff. And, I'm going to talk to him. I was like, "Hey, man," I said, "you weren't in trouble for anything. You didn't do anything wrong." And he's like, you're laughing because you know this shit's true.
It is.
And then so I was like, no. I was like, "Steven, like, look, I said, I'm trying to help you. You're not in trouble. You didn't do anything wrong. Like, look at this post." I was like, "Look at all these posts. They're not getting likes or shares because you're not doing any original content. You're growing my business. You're not growing yours. And that's not why we brought you here. I did not bring you here to grow Harrison Lilly. I came here to help Harrison Lilly to help grow Stephen Brandon."
He did.
And so if we're not creating original content with your name and your brand being centric to the consumer, then we're not achieving our goal. And he still goes, "Arr, arr." He's like Tim the Two-Man Taylor. Yeah, that was him.
You're dating yourself with that one. People like, who? It's good though.
It's a great show.
Yeah, but hey, the first time I did content with Jordan, it was like 100 shy of 3,000 views. So you were right. I said it. He was right. And all the other ones, they'll run, I don't know, 800, 900, 1,000. I'm like, man.
But think about perspective-wise. A lot of people get in their head about the amount of people that look and they go, "Oh, I had 600 people and this other person had 500. First of all, comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah. All right? We all don't have the same talents, and you're not – look, guys, I put out a ton of content. I spend a ton of money on putting out content. I get in between 1,000 and 6,000 views on my stuff. And that's after 5 years of putting out content and spending a ridiculous amount of undisclosable amount of money on camera equipment and lights and sound and all that stuff. But let's think about a perspective change here, Steven. All right? If I were to call you and go, "Steven, I have 30 people in a classroom right now, and they'd love for you to come teach them a class about home ownership." Would you call that a great opportunity?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I call you and I say, "Hey, Steven, I am sitting at Washita Parish High School right now, and there's 250 people on the home side bleachers right now. It's completely filled up. And we just need somebody to come in and talk about real estate for about 5 minutes. Would you consider that an effective use of your time?"
Yes.
Okay. All right, Steven, we just went to, what's the Jack Howard dance thing that they use for like dancers and stuff? What's it, like 1,000 people in there?
Yeah.
Now, have you ever been in there when it's packed?
Yes.
It's a lot of people.
Yes, it is.
And I don't think that's not a huge, it's like 1,000, I think. I could be wrong. Somebody will correct me, whatever. Oh, yeah. But it's not like some crazy, like huge auditorium, right? But that's a big 1,000 people, right? When you put out your video, you didn't do 1,000, Steven. Do you know what Moxon's game attendance is?
What?
About 3,000.
Wasn't far behind it.
You packed out, your video packed out a hockey game, and they all came to watch you. Is that a perspective change about your content?
Yeah, anybody's not doing it's crazy.
Yeah, if you're only reaching, if 600 people click, let's do some math real quick. The average person, we're going to do real estate math. The average person in the U.S. knows 7 people who will transact in the next 12 months. They know them. Now, they might not be best friends. They may not be on a, like a yo, what up, homie basis, but they know of 7 people who are going to transact in the next 12 months. 600 people who know 7 people that will transact in the next 12 months watched your content. In that other video, 3,000 people who know 7 people who are going to transact in the next 12 months saw your content. Now here's the shift here, where we go into purposeful about this. How do we capture those 3,000 people? so that we can have a relationship with them, so that the people that they're in a relationship with know who we are?
I have a feeling you know the answer.
I mean, it's through databasing. It's through
Yeah.
being consistent in content. It's through being masterful on your call to actions. And when people like or share or comment, you don't just read it and go, "Oh, somebody watched my stuff."
Oh, you respond.
You respond.
It
You get
it bumps, man.
you get intentional about capturing your audience. That's how you
Yeah.
do it. Yep.
Yeah, and it's anybody that's not coming down here, man. You're cheating yourself.
Yeah, we have like literally everything in the world in the studio, and it's absolutely free for any of our partners.
Oh yeah, I mean we could do an Avengers sequel down here.
Oh, we could do some fun stuff. Got
Oh,
green
yeah.
screens and cameras.
Oh man, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Be neat.
Yeah.
Who would you be if we did an Avengers sequel HL style?
Oh man, I don't know. I know all the kids would say he's not in the Avengers, but you know,
I already know who you're going with. And the crowd says Wolverine.
yeah. I don't know. Probably, I don't know.
Somebody came up to me. It wasn't any of the agents. It was somebody who does it. Like they come to the office every now and then, like a contract or something.
Mm-hmm.
You were in a leather jacket. You were in like a brown leather jacket, like he wears in the freaking movies. Like I feel like you do it on purpose.
Maybe.
Like you wear like skinny jeans with boots on and a leather jacket that looks like his. Like, do you do that on purpose?
A little.
You do.
People
You
recognize
play into
me.
it.
They recognize. Hey, somebody. I don't guess I need to say names. They noticed a little thing on my door panel the other day. They were leaving me at open house. What is that? It's a light. Like a light? I'm like, yeah. When you open the door, throws the Wolverine logo down. He's like, oh, you're buying into that. That's awesome, dude. I'm like, the kids at church like it. I lied. They do.
But you like it.
Yeah, I have the. I bought some claws. They're stainless steel. They're hanging up in the office at my house.
Okay. All right. The first Wednesday of the month is Lunch and Learn, and I feel like you should wear the claws.
Dude, they're sharp.
I don't care. Don't stab anybody.
They're hanging up by the full picture of a real Wolverine that Beth had got me a few years ago.
Does your wife make fun of you?
I think she does a lot.
I know she does to me.
I'm a nerd.
I meant to your face. Does she make fun of you to your face?
She doesn't have to. She just looks.
And you already know what's going on in your
like,
head. She's getting me.
Yeah.
She's doing stand-up comedy in her head right now.
Oh,
about me.
yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. But yes, he seriously looks, especially when he wears that getup I was describing earlier, looks like Wolverine, which is so funny. All right, but who would you be if you had to be an Avenger and we did an HL remix down here?
I think if I could pick, I would go not Hulk, but Professor Hulk.
Professor Hulk.
Because he had the best of everything.
He still had his wits, but he was still strong as hell.
Yeah, and he was still
Okay.
he was like hyper smart. So
Yeah.
and he had all of the good from both, and all the bad was gone.
All right, and if you were X-Men, who would you be? Because I actually think that you're a cross between two.
Oh well.
And then all you'd have to do is put on glasses.
Gambit's pretty cool.
It's not Gambit, though. You don't look anything like Gambit.
I know.
I meant, like, what is a character that you kind of lean into, and actually your suit's not helping right now?
Charles Xavier?
No!
Oh my God! What?
No, the color of your suit.
Beast?
Yes!
Yes.
If you wore glasses, you would look like Beast, too. It's like Beast and Hugh Jackman had a baby.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He is cool. I do like him.
He's sweet, dude.
I mean, he's smart.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like beastly and like gruff, and then he's smart, too.
He's got sideburns too.
He does. He does have sideburns.
Yeah.
Mainly because he just has a very hairy face.
Yeah.
So maybe if you didn't shave.
Oh, dude, look. I get 5 o'clock shadow 30 minutes after I shave.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Dude, this beard is carefully curated over the course of like 8 years. This is this is 8 years.
I'm telling you, man, me and my brother both in junior high, the principal would state, like, hey, Brandon, go home today and, dude, I'm 13. I can't help it. I got stubble.
Yeah.
You know? And then I have dark hair, so it just shows up.
Yeah, it just shows
and
up.
it's coarse. So,
Yeah.
yeah. That's cool, man.
He's like, I'm a new superhero today.
Now I'm gonna have to get a Beast T-shirt.
Yeah. All right. Well, man, do you want to? It is time for us to wrap up. But is there any? We've talked about conquering alcoholism, changing our lives. We've talked about getting uncomfortable and moving into real estate. We've wrapped it up with our superhero. I don't want to call it a fetish. Maybe you have a fetish. I don't. Our superhero ideas of the day.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say to everybody?
So far, I mean, it hasn't been man, I'm not knocking them down pretty regular. I mean, I know I have some ideas about the way things, like I said earlier, the way things should be, but
Well, to be fair,
it's a great.
you've had closings.
Yeah.
And you've had 2 closings in your last 4 months.
It's a great industry, and you definitely won't be bored. You definitely meet all kinds of people, all kinds of very interesting folks, and you see some interesting things. But if you decide to get into this, do your homework, and I can tell you this for sure, it don't happen overnight. And listen to the people that have already done it. The ones that know what they're doing, go to them. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with it. And
Closed mouths don't get fed.
no, and for God's sake, if you get involved in it, go somewhere where they're going to teach you. Because at school, it gets you a license. It don't teach you jack.
Nope.
You learn nothing.
Yeah, I tell everybody, they're like, oh, I'm really focusing in on this test. It's like, just pass it. Your only goal is to pass it, and you can forget everything you learned. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
You just don't want to get invested in that and then get frustrated and quit, because I was that close, and I'm glad I didn't. But I have a hard head, and I kept beating my head against the wall. So, which that kept me at the other job, but it kept me from quitting this. So it worked out all right. And
Yeah.
sky's the limit now.
That's right. The funny thing about a commission-based job is it always pays you what you're worth.
Doesn't it though? Man,
Giddy up, my friend.
I'm not even human then. I'm like, I'm worth nothing right now. I better get busy.
Dude, hold up. You're being hard on yourself.
I'm very hard on
I
myself.
tell people when they get into this business,
See, that's what I was talking about. Stop.
3
Forgive me.
to 6 months. If you should come in here with an expectation that you will not get a paycheck in the first 3 to 6 months. And if you have that, if you do all this stuff that we ask you to do, right? If you do the content, if you hold your open houses, if you do the day in the life, if you do your script and role play, if learn the words to say, learn the tools to use our vendors. If you do everything we ask you to do, I've never seen anybody just completely fail.
Yeah.
But you should prepare for 3 to 6 months of pain. It's your season of sacrifice.
It's boot camp, man.
Yep. And if you did everything right, the fruit will start to grow.
Yes, it will.
And you've already got to taste some of the fruit. And that's, I know it seems small, but it's better than the 0 that you were prepared for.
Oh, yeah. And I'm telling you, man, you got to get somewhere where they're going to teach you. I just can't stress that. I'm thankful for what I have here. And it was, I mean, come on. I'm 52 and you took me in. Most people would, ain't no way.
No, man.
You can't get a job in town doing something else. They're like, because me and another guy had talked about that. He's 3 or 4 years older than me. He said, they'll look at somebody like us and go, well, I need at least 15 years out of somebody. They might have 5 good years left. They might have a heart attack. So it's appreciated.
We
man.
just want people who show up and are team players and who are willing to work. If you check those 3 boxes for us, like we're willing to give people chances.
Yeah.
It doesn't scare me for somebody who's willing to bet on themselves.
It's excellent, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, we appreciate y'all for tuning in on the next episode of the Rising Standard, the Agent Podcast. You've had Mr. Stephen Brandon here today to share, look, a lot of wins, a lot of life wins, a lot of big decisions, and he will only give credit to the grace of God.
That's it, man.
Yeah. I think that it's important that we end with y'all knowing where he gives the credit.
Without him, I'm nothing.
Yeah.
You're pretty cool too, though.
I'll take a back seat to Jesus Christ. I'm good.
Well, I ain't gonna put your head up.
Oh, I know that. But anyways, guys, y'all have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next week.